Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique War Games Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern, as in anything on the sprue that needs special attention, that comes to mind straight away when clipping and cleaning, I'll give you guys a heads up. If there's anything wrong with the sprue, as in things are numbered differently to the instructions, I'll give you guys a heads up. If there's any chains or pipes or anything that you need to be very careful with, again, like that sort of piece, I'll show you. If you suffer with dyslexia or just struggle with instructions in general, again, this is a visual way to help you. If you're interested in new models that have come out, or just models that have come out, should I say, or models that exist, for an army you have, or an army you want to collect, but are not sure how difficult they are to build, again, this is a heads up to give you guys a visual way to help you. Sometimes it could just be a model that you're building is just stuck on a particular piece. You can't figure out how it connects on. Again, if this video helps you figure that out, then fantastic. So for all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, as you would have seen from the thumbnail, I'm building Dark Angel companions, inner circle companions. Now I must say, looking at the instructions on these guys, they are absolutely amazing. There's so many different options, and each option you have, because there's 3 models in the box, each model has like 2 different poses, obviously different heads and stuff like that, but the 2 poses that each model has is absolutely just like, what the hell am I going to do here? So that's been fantastic. So before we get into it, we go through tools needed as always. Mold line scraper that you can use a hobby knife or some sort of surgical blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just be careful with a sharp tool. Let everyone in the house know you're using a sharp tool so nobody scares you by accident. Make sure you don't have cats jumping up at you or little hands wandering around. Clippers, make sure it's all part of our kit. Now I do have sanding sponge. You have sanding sponge or sanding block. Sponge is more flexible. It's basically foam with sandpaper either side. This is an old piece, I need to get a new piece ready for these guys. But this is very handy for chains, pipes, that little piece like that I showed you. Also, when you finish gluing the model and the glue's all finished, cured, and it's all dry and everything, and you go, oh look, I missed a bit there, this is perfect for it. Now it's a plastic kit, so plastic glue. I do have super glue at hand just in case, but 100%. All the kits that GW have done recently, I do not need super glue for plastic kits, just straight up plastic glue. So for everyone that's new, what we do now is we have a look at the sprue. In this case, there's 1 big sprue and 1 small sprue, even though it's 3 small sprues. But anyway, we look at the sprues and ascertain what's what. Now, straight off the bat, I haven't looked at numbers versus the instructions, but I'm hoping that each one of these is one of the guys. That's, that would be very, very clever. Save a lot of time and flapping around, especially when you're building it, because you haven't got to start looking around for different parts, apart from this sprue and apart from that sprue and all that. Anyway, so let's have a look. We have, looks like the back of the body, the cloak, looks like the front of the body, there's feet, which I think is going to be very cleverly done if I'm looking at it right, which means they're going to connect into the here, and inside the model's going to be very hollow, but it's going to be actually very, very clever if it's done right. Got 2 different swords. So that's amazing. Let's get the detail on that sword there. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Got a backpack. There's a little brazier with smoke coming out of it. Look at the, look at even look at that shoulder pad. It's absolutely amazing. Even the gun holster. Wow. That's absolutely some amazing work here. Some amazing sculpts. The front of that is just absolutely amazing. That's the first sprue. Then we've got this double sprue. Now again, as I said, hopefully this is 1 model and this is 1 model, because it saves a lot of time and effort. But there's a standard. Look at that. There's that piece, and this piece, the other piece for it. Look at that. Wow, that is, wow. depending on how easy these guys are to build, I could end up getting myself a second box and just making them as normal with the blade and keeping like something like that to make into an ancient. Excuse me. But anyway, there's more body parts. There's legs, there's arms. Just like, look at that. That is absolutely, that is just wow. That's all. That's two-handed sword, one piece. That's how it should be, instead of all this joining arms onto other bits. But anyway, that's nice. And here's the other sprue. Just two swords there. Absolutely fantastic. Detail on those swords, just absolutely amazing. Look at that. All these different heads. There's 4 heads that I've seen so far. Didn't see any heads on there. No, so there's 4 heads so far, so that's nice. Not much of a different option, but they're still actually lovely heads, so they're still fantastic. One thing I just noticed as well on this same big sprue. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. As we're painting the backside to glue on the front of someone, but it's actually keys and whatever this little bit is, absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to finish getting set up, and then I'm going to come back to you with the first pieces. Actually, before I do that, I almost forgot. Because there's 10th edition model, I've got 10th edition rules here for them. Now, this doesn't have all the rules like, you know, they have this ability or that ability. That's fine, but this is just a general gist of it. So it's movement of 6. Toughness 4. 3+ save, as you'd imagine. 3 wounds, which is nice. 6+ leadership. And 2 OC each one. So if you're using 6 of these, that's 12 OC on an objective. That's quite nice. The arms with the heavy bolt pistol, I think it is. So it's a pistol, 18-inch range, 1 shot, freeze to hit, strength 4, -1 AP, 1 damage piece. It's not that great, but still, that's not where they excel. So their blade is where they excel. There's 2 different bits here. So I'd imagine one is to strike and one is to sweep. So the strike, let's presume this is strike, lethal hits, which means when you're rolling to hit any 6s, auto wound. 4 attacks, freeze to hit, strength 6, -1 AP and 2 damage apiece. So you think that could be, each one of these could be dishing out 8 wounds. That's quite tasty. The other version is sustained hits 2, which means any 6s when you roll to hit gives you 2 additional hits. Okay, so that's quite tasty. There's 4 attacks, freeze to hit, strength 6, -1 AP and 1 damage piece. So that potentially could pump out some serious amount of, you know, hits. Especially if you're able to get someone in there that gives them quick hits on a 5+. Then they're actually just smashing out the, you know, the hits. Right, so the first piece is needed on the little sprue. By the looks of it, it is going to be 1 model per sprue, which is absolutely fantastic. We need number 1, number 2, and number 3. So I'm going to snip those, clean those, and I'll show you how they go together. Right, so number 2, this piece here. And there's a little like male there. There's a big messy female there. That just slots on there like so. Okay. And the other one goes on the other side, the same. So I'm going to glue that into place. Now the other thing to note as well, if you're not sure which one's which, this one has the little L shape bit missing there, and the other has a little pip sticking out on there. Okay. So I'm going to glue that into place and then come back to the next piece. Right, so the next piece we need is number 4, which is here. So I'm going to snip that, clean that, I'll show you how that goes on. That's very, very straightforward. So number 4 has these funny lips this side, and it's flat this side. The flat side goes into there. like so. Now what you want to do is just run a little bit of glue along the join line. Just see that join line. Now I would suggest not sitting there waiting for this to dry. I would suggest moving on to the next piece, which I'm going to do now, because if this is slightly off, because it's plastic glue, you've still got time to play with it. But the other piece on top, you'll be able to maneuver it properly. So the next piece that we need is number 5. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so this one has a bit of glue on it already, but this little bit here, this little pin this side, goes in there, in that pin in the knee. So basically if you line it up at the top here where the arms are, it should slot in perfectly. Yeah, that was actually effortless. Now I'm going to just hold it pinched together for a bit, just run a little bit of glue down the join line. There's no join line that side. But that was actually effortlessly. I thought the legs were going to fall out or something was going to be off somewhere, but that's actually effortless, and it's freestanding as well, so that's actually fantastic. The next bit is not the bit I'm not looking forward to the next bit. Right, so the next piece that we need, let's start with the easy one first. Number 8, which is the gun holster. I'll snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so there's this weird indentation in there. I filled it with plastic glue. The gun just slots in there, like so. Nice and simple. So the next piece needed, so the next one, the next one we're going to take is number 7, which is this one in the corner here, 2 pewter seals on. Now, to put this one on, you have to turn the gun backwards. Okay, so you just put the gun holster on, nice and easy. And this one slots in a little hole there. Okay, so I'm going to snip it off, clean it down. There is a little pin on the inside. It is the shape of that, so it only goes on one way. So I'm going to clip it, clean it, and glue it into place, and come back to the next piece. Right, so it's very straightforward. Yeah, the next piece needed is number 6. There's this piece here. So we've just taken this piece, and number 6 is the next piece needed. Again, it goes in the other side. Very, very straightforward. As you can see, there is one large pin and there's one large hole there. So clip that, clean that, and glue that in. Right, so there's that side on, there's that side on, nice and easy. Now one thing I don't like about these guys, I actually do like it, but it's a bit of a pain in the backside. Each model comes with 2 different options, okay? There's 2 different poses, and both poses are absolutely amazing. This is the one we're building now, so you can either have the brazier with the sword coming out, the sword in one hand, or you can have the 2-handed sword. Absolutely, both of them are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go with this one, the brazier, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, so the first piece I need is number 12, which is this piece here. This is still on the same sprue, so we just took these 2, it's number 12 here, and that goes on straight in that little slot there, that little circle straight on the arm. I'm actually meant to glue them to a base as well, so I'm going to do that first and then glue this on. But the instructions are literally telling me to glue this first, okay, not to sub-assemble anything else, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, so the next 2 pieces we need is number 16, which is this arm, and number 18, which is the brazier. So I'm going to snip them off, clean them down. I can already see a pin there, so I presume, yeah, there's going to be a hole there, nice and easy. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, I'll show you how they go together. So I put a little bit of plastic glue in there, and the hand, the pin, just slots straight in there, like so. Very easy, very nice. And obviously this arm then glues on the other side, which I do in a little while off camera. Right, so the next two pieces, number 13, which is this backpack, shoulder pad, sorry, pauldron, goes on this side of the model, and number 17, which is this lovely shoulder pauldron, goes on that side. So I'm going to snip them down, clean them down, glue them on. Then these head options are number 19 or number 23. This is what they look like. One has a Sprew helmet, beautiful. The other one is an open helmet. I'm going to go with the open head. I know, skin to paint, so I'm going to go with that one. Sorry, I forgot to say, the head goes in here. Okay, so I'll put some glue in there. So you put the head in. Looks fantastic. Right, so the next piece we need is number 14. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so just in the shoulder pauldron there, there's a little gap, there's a little pin. So that is a little bit fiddly, but that does fit. And there, like so. Yeah. That looks absolutely amazing. And then the next thing we need is his backpack, which is number 9. Now, there's two options here. You can leave, 3 options, sorry. You can leave it as a plain backpack, which I'm probably going to do, or you can put this little brazier on top with the smoke coming out of it, or that little brazier with nothing coming out of it. I think these two are going to be a pain in the backside to clean down, but a pain more so a pain in the backside to paint and get into there. So I'm not going to put them on. I think it looks cool as it is. I'm going to go with the backpack, and also I'm thinking of maybe a tank, Dark Angel tank, or some sort of terrain piece, which is, you know, focused on Dark Angels. They will look fantastic on them. So I'm going to snip the backpack off. Backpack goes on the back there, and then I'm going to come back with the next piece. Right, so the last piece for this lad is number 15, which is this sword here. Okay, so if you were going to do the other option, then it's basically everything the same, but it's this sword here, number 20, and arm number 21. Now there is this little thing here, which I don't know, is that going? Yeah, that goes on the guy with the double-handed sword as well, but it goes on that side. So anyway, I'm going to snip this sword off, clean it down, and it's literally a flat connection. Yeah, a flat connection from the hand. It's a flat connection on the arm. Glue that into place. I'll hold it for a few minutes, and then we're on to the next guy. And there is my first companion. Absolutely lovely. That's a beautiful sculpt. Absolutely fantastic. I like the head as well. The eye, just the bionic eye just protruding through the hood is absolutely fantastic. Wow. Anyway, on to the next guy now. Let's go on to the next sprue now. Now, because these are two different sprues here, and I know for building the first guy that everything for one model is on one sprue and everything on the other sprue is for the other guy, I'm going to actually separate those two sprues down, make my life a little bit easier. So this is the next guy. Yeah, again, both options are absolutely outstanding. So the first thing we need is number 27. 1 minute. Oh, 20. Yeah, 27, which is this piece. And number 26, which is this leg here. I'm going to snip and clean them. I'll show you how it goes on. So, like the first guy, this guy has two funny little things that are on his shin there. There's two little pins there. There's glues in there. Don't worry about any little gaps or anything like that, because that's just how it goes. The next piece that's needed is number 24, which is this piece, and number 25, which is his foot. Now again, I can already see this top little bit here is the hole for that pin there. Okay, so I'm going to clip them down, clean them down, glue them into place, and I'll show you how they go together. That's all I've done, is run some glue along the edge, because this one then just slots on over the top like so. Now we have our Space Marine companion almost set up already. Run a little bit of plastic glue down any join lines. There's a bit of plastic there I missed. Right, so the next piece of this guy is number 28, which is the bit of the keys I showed you earlier. I'm going to snip it clean out, show you how it goes on. Right, so this is very straightforward, but this took me a moment to have a look. At the top of it, there's a curved bit. There's two little holes at the top here. You can see I put glue down the side there, because those two, this bit goes in the top there because it's belt buckle, and then you see on the inside there, that lines up. So it lines up the belt buckle there, and it just runs along there. So these robes are all opened up. It's lovely. The next piece needed is number 29, which is, where are we? Okay, so 29 is actually on the other sprue, the last sprue through. It's this piece right up in the corner next to the shoulder pauldrons. I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so there's actually a pin on there, so I've already put some glue onto it. And there's a hole there, which just slots into there, like so. Nice and easy. Yeah, two little cases are there. And then the next piece we need is number 30, which is his bolt pistol. That goes on the back there, the same as the other guy, and then he goes onto a base. So I'm going to do all those two pieces. Right, so the next piece we need is number 39, which is the gun arm. Okay, so I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. I don't know why I'm showing you how this goes on, because it's very straightforward. So on for this side, there is no pins or holes. Actually, there is a little mad little bit there. Doesn't look right to me. We just clipped it off because I don't think that's meant to be. I think I missed a bit that I missed. Just goes on there, like so. Right, the head for this guy is on the other sprue, where the other guy is. It's number 42 or number 46. Now again, one is open top, one is helmeted. I'm going to go with the open top because I really want to practice on the faces. Right, so now it's shoulder pad 40, which is this one. This is back onto the sprue with the standard. And number 40 goes on that shoulder. So I don't need to show you how it goes on because it's very straightforward. Now comes the interesting part. So we need 38, which is this, and 37, which is this piece. I'm going to slip them, clean them, show you how they go together. Right, so this piece, number 38 to 37, this is literally glues over the top, like so. So that is absolutely beautiful. Such an amazing standard. I said I could get another box of these and use that for to make an ancient, or just use that on another squad of just, I don't know, intercessor squad sign, or something like that, and just have that as just a in the unit, nothing special, doesn't have any rules, it's just cosmetic uses. Right, so the next piece we need is number 36, which is this piece here. So be careful when cutting that off and clean it down. This is where sanding sponge comes in perfectly, because that is going to be very flimsy. And we need number 34, which is this arm here. So we're going to clip them, clean them, and I'll show you how they go together. Right, this is very straightforward. So the top of this, there's a funny little shape that just slots in there like so. And then you see there's a hand there. The flat piece at the back there. That just glues into there. There's sort of slots on top of that like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue those into place and leave them to one side to dry for a little bit, because there's too many parts that go together. They could be too flimsy if you're trying to glue the arm on. Right, so once that's drying, there really is a piece that you should glue and leave to dry. The next one we need is number 31 or 32, or 32 and 33. They go on top, but they're optional. I'm actually going to put 33 on top of this one. So I'm going to clean these two pieces off. Now take note, on this there's little spikes there. I'm going to clean those little spikes off, because there's a mould line between it, and they're going to be annoying when it comes to trying to clean it and paint it. Right, so this piece just goes on the top there like so. And then obviously the backpack goes on the back of the Marine. Our next piece we need is number 43, which is this sword here. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, and I'll show you how it goes on. Right, and this sword glues on his backpack like so. Well, it should be up higher like that. Okay. Very, very straightforward, very easy. So I'm going to glue that into place, and then I'm going to glue the other arm on, and we'll come back for the last two pieces for this model. Let's tell you, this is absolutely, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. If they bought that as a character model, that would just be, like if they bought that as an ancient itself, that would just be out of this world. My next piece of this guy, the instructions is telling me 41. Now, there isn't a 41 on here. The only thing close to what the picture looks like is this piece here, which is 45. So I think that's a misprint on the instructions to the sprue. Which, this is what these videos are for. So I'm going to snip the piece off anyway, clean it down, because it looks exactly like what it does in the instructions. I'll clean it down. I'm going to show you where it goes. Right, so this little piece I can't even pick up. There is a little pin on the back, and it's supposed to slot in there. Like so. Now the only thing left is the shoulder pad to go on that side. Now I don't need to show you where it goes on, but it is shoulder pad. Actually, it doesn't even tell me the number. It doesn't have the number on it, but it's that piece anyway. Number 35. The strange instruction doesn't have a number for it, but yeah, it's that one. It goes on that side. So I'm going to clip that off, clean that, glue that on, and then we'll come back for the final guy. So before we jump into the last guy, if you want to do the other variation of this model, it's everything the same, except this is the arm that goes on him. And look at that. It's just slots straight on. That's what you want when you have a two-handed weapon. But that's beautiful. I actually love that. Hopefully I can use it elsewhere. Right, I'm going to stand corrected now. The little shield is 45. That's for the other variation. 41, I don't know why I didn't see it, is here. On the last sprue. But it doesn't matter. It's on. It looks okay. But yeah, I couldn't see that the first time I went around. Anyway. So the first pieces that we need for this last guy are number 47, which is this piece here, and number 48, which is this piece here. So I'm going to stiff and clean them and show you how they go on. And so this piece, number 47, number 48, that just slots in there like so. Okay, you'll notice there's a little pip there that lines up. So it doesn't want to stay. Okay, when you spin it around, it gives you the ropes. So the next piece we need, of course it is, it's the 2 feet. So we need number 49 and number 50. Number 49, looking at the model like this, bear in mind that's the front, so you're looking at the inside back part. 49 goes this side, and 50 goes this side. I'm going to stiff and clean them, I'll show you how they go on. Now the simplest thing to do is number 50. So that little line there, there's a little groove in there that just slots in, like so. Now this one is a little bit more tricky, but it's still straightforward. There's a funny shape. Now bear in mind, the little foot there, I need to clean the mould line off. But the leg, don't worry about it because the cloaks are in the way. But in here you'll see a funny little, so that just slots in there. Okay, and then it gives him like the impression that he's walking. Right, so when you glue it in, you'll have something that looks like this. Yeah. The next piece that we need is number 51, and that would literally just slot over the back. Just slot straight onto it. So I'm going to clip it off, clean it and glue it on. Right, so the next piece needed is number 53, which is his gun holster. Again, there's a long slot there. There's a long slot on his robes there. So it goes there. Same as the other 2 guys, but the other 2 guys had a slightly different connection. Without me knocking the camera everywhere. Next one we need is number 52, which is this one here. And that slots in there, the little hole. The top half of his belt buckle, okay? So I'm going to glue it onto place, then glue him into his base. Right, so for the arms for this guy, before I go that far, I had to leave him to dry for a while because the point of contact on his feet is only just one foot on the ground, the other one just his toes touching the ground. So I left it to dry with a paint pot holding him up, so now he's fully cured. The next 2 pieces we need are 65, which is this piece here. Amazing, amazing sword. And number 64, which is this one here next to the backpack. That's very straightforward. This little hole here slots into this little sleeve part here. So I'm going to clip them, clean them, glue those 2 together, and then that glues onto this side. But before we get that far, we'll clean those off first, and I'll come back to you to show you the arm, because the arm has to go at the same time. I'll just show you this. So you take this, goes on there like so. Of course it doesn't want to take it out. There we go. Very straightforward. We'll see that then glues on this side. Okay, so we have to leave that to dry for a little bit, because don't want to try to glue that on and that top bit falls off and you got to mess around. So the next piece that we need is number 66. Which is here. So I'm going to snip that clean now. I'm not going to glue it on yet because I'm going to leave this piece to dry for a little while. But I'm going to clean it and have it ready, and then we'll move on to the head and get the backpack and all that done, and then do the arms last. But the next thing we need is the heads, which is 63 and 68. Again, one's open, one's closed. Does he have a beard on him? He does. I don't like that. Beard's going to be a nightmare to paint anyway. So I'm going to go with this one, this guy, closed helmet. I don't need to show you where it goes because it's, you know, very straightforward. Right, so before I go further on this guy, I do have to put the arms on because it tells me to put the arms on, then the shoulder pads on, so the backpack goes next. Well, one thing I did, when I built the second guy, I put a brazier on the top of his his backpack, and I actually think it's really cool. So I actually went back to the first guy and put this plain one on, but I trimmed the little tiny spikes off to make it easier for painting. So I'm going to glue these arms on, and I don't need to show you this. It's very, very straightforward. One goes one side, and the other one swings across and connects to the sword. Yeah. So I'm going to glue those together, glue those on, and then I'm going to come back to you for the next bits. Right, so the next thing we need is these shoulder pauldrons. It's number 61 and 60 on the same sprue. Number 61 goes on this side of the model, and number 60 goes on that side. I don't need to show you how they go on because it's the same as the other two. Right, so I went ahead, put his backpack on, put a brazier on the back of his backpack. Again, I trimmed the little spiky bits off. Then what I did was a bit of a boo-boo because one piece has to go on there, and that's number 67, which is this little shield piece. I snipped it off, and then I was like, oh no, I'm going to show you where it goes, where it is. So it's here on the sprue, next to the sword. The other sword was this side, so it's in between two swords. And this is one of those annoying pieces because it's to go on there. The little gap between the Aquila and these shoulder pads is meant to go in there because there is a little pin. So I'm going to glue that into place. I'll give this a few minutes first, glue it into place. But the other options on this kit, the heads are the same, all of that. The shield for him is number 62, which is here. But if you're doing the other weapon, you'd need arm 57, 58 sword itself, which is actually it's amazing. It's an amazing kit, this really is. And arm number 59 to go on to the other side, to the hand that's there. It's such an amazing kit. It really, really is. I'm going to glue this little shield on, then I'm going to come back to you for final thoughts. So there we have it. This kit is absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely fantastic. One of the hardest things with this kit is deciding with each model what pose to do, because there's two different options. Like, you know, it's a sword. They have the sword, but I mean, these guys are brazier, or you could have the sword, two-handed sword, I think it is. Yeah, this guy's like the standard, or you could have the sword pointing downwards, which is absolutely amazing. You got this option with the sword, or there's another option with the sword. All of them are absolutely spectacular. I'm really impressed with this kit. If you play Dark Angels and you haven't got this kit yet, you need to go and get it because it's absolutely fantastic. Now, the only bit that I found fiddly was the third guy's connection point with the arm. Because when I glued it in, when I put the shoulder pauldrons on, the sword decided to come away from his sleeve and from that connection. So I had to just pull it back into place, and it seems to be okay, seems to be perfectly fine, which is good. There's a few little, not mould lines, but a few little nibble bits of plastic that I missed, that I on top of the standard here, which I just put a bit of plastic glue on. Now, when you glue a model, if you do find things like that, or a mould line you missed, don't panic, guys, because when the model's fully cured and all glue's fully dried, you can come back in with some sanding sponge, you can come back in with your mould line scraper, you know, or just use a little bit of plastic glue if it's like a little nipple bit, and just get rid of it. When it's dry, it's one solid piece of plastic, so it's easier to deal with. Even the standard pole was very easy to clean. I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare because it's a little pole, but sanding sponge in a bit of time was very, very simple. difficulty rating for these guys. See, I don't know. They are very, very straightforward. My initial thought would be a 2.5, but because of that last little guy there, that was a little bit not difficult, but I had to just go back to it again. I'd probably give him a 3. Now, for those of you who don't know the difficulty rating, difficulty rating of 1 is Necron scarabs, swarms, nurglings, ripper swarms, that type of thing. So this isn't that far, behind that, or that far ahead, more difficult than that. It's very nice with the way the feet go into the actual frame of the body, and then you put the other body on and it really beefs it out and makes it look like it's a big chunky model, and it's really not. I can't wait to put these guys into the vote for you guys to vote on and get these guys some paint on them. Absolutely fantastic sculpts. Would I buy another box of this? Yeah, of course I would. Of course I'd get another box. But the second box I wouldn't do with this option or with that option. I'd put them just as normal 3 guys with the blades, because I think that I could have that as unit of 6. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Especially like this standard. If I got another box, like I said earlier in the video, I could use this standard on another model, for Dark Angel range, and just have it like just for decorative purposes. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, it's helped you out in any way, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, because it costs you absolutely nothing, but it helps the channel grow in a massive, massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to this video for more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy.